You're talking about this very interesting concept that earlier health and well-being was focused on elder employees, and now
Yeah,
you're
that's right.
saying that well-being has become a priority for everybody, even the Gen Zs.
Yes, it has become priority for everyone. So back to basics. If I go back to the Maslow, hierarchy of needs, the first basic need that was the physiological need. So physiological need, that gets you to air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, reproduction, so many things together. But the moment you move ahead, the people start looking at the safety needs. Everyone needs safety. So be it the security at work, be it at safety at work, or the employment issue, the health issue. There are resource issue, resource constraints are there. So there are these safety issues are there, and these are for everyone. From COVID point of view, after COVID, everyone has started feeling the heat of all these issues commonly across age segments. So there is nothing called the high age person or the low age person. So everyone requires the same thing. So if I say that younger people, when we had the second wave, probably that time we realized that it was impacting the younger people in their lives, and more so the mental well-being became the highest issue of the order, because the people were staying at home. That time they realized that within one roof, they were earlier living very happily, but when the longer hours are required to stay together, probably they are not able to gel together. Maybe the thought process, maybe the pressure, of the scarcity of resources, so many issues cropped up during that time, and that has posed a lot of threat in the minds of younger people as of now. If I look at the post-COVID issues, one of the young person in Ahmedabad I was interacting, uh, suddenly he develops, his BP goes very high, abnormally very high. It harms him so much that he's unable to concentrate. So nobody knows, looking at him, that he's so feel, he's so fresh and a young person, what can go wrong to him? But the psychological safety that is required, that is harming the younger people, and that is putting the well-being in place. About, he needs to talk to somebody, there has to be some dialogue. So people are so busy in the corporate world, they don't have any friend in the organization. So they are competing with each other, and they are, having the relationship only with respect to the work. So younger people, I believe, most of the startup industries are there. They are under a lot of pressure to perform. They are competing in the market. Things have changed, dynamically. The market needs have changed dynamically. To progress and to grow in the same environment which was existing earlier, it has become a challenging challenge of the day, and younger people need more well-being. I think that has become the priority.
Absolutely. I think the younger generation is really, particularly if they are new to work environment,
Oh
suddenly
yes,
you're starting fully working remotely, not meeting with your friends or colleagues and having that social interaction, I think is a critical part of us as human
and
beings.
Ashwinji, I think looking to the need of the people at younger level, we are significantly, we call ourselves as a young organization with the average age of 34 as a group. Although in Mumbai our average age is 44, because this is older organization existing since 1929. So from BSCS to Reliance and Reliance to Adani. So needs are same. The only thing is how are, uh, what is the capability of people to cope up. I think people are not ready for that. They know that this is existing, but they don't know how to cope up. So that is lacking, and that is where the role of a structured way of dealing with well-being is required. And looking to this need, Adani Group has placed a psychologist on board, and she is handling in a very structured manner the queries of the employees. They connect with her, There is a dietitian. Uh, Anyone can connect, go for personal meetings, online meetings, and based on the priorities of the employees, how people can set right their uh, dietary issues, so that can be handled by these experts. I think there is a need for the organizations to have these experts on board now, rather than looking in the market. Of course, the organizations who can't afford to have these people on board, but certainly there is a immense opportunity for those organizations who really want to grow fast. I think they need to have these people connected to their employees.
Right,
That
right.
is what
Yeah,
is
bringing the
coming up
right
very, very
experts.
dynamic.
Yeah, bringing the
Bringing
right.
the right experts, I think that is a need of the day. Yeah, yeah.
And one of the
And
challenges.
the
Yeah.
organizations who are not able to onboard for any reason, they must connect their employees to the right people, right agencies who
Hmm.
are the experts in their fields, whether uh, it is the nutritionist. We call them nutritionists rather than dietitians,
Hmm.
because after COVID, the terminologies are very, very significantly important. Whether we want to diet or we want to get into the hands of nutritionists who can help us bringing this entire priorities of the food uh, in an order. That is really required for the corporate people or the industrial people. So what type of nutrition is required uh, from person to person? It is very different.
Hmm. One of the responses, Manoj, we are getting from companies is when we offer this support, whether it is nutrition support or psychological support or fitness support, um, you know,
Right.
utilization is low in the organization. हम सब कुछ कर रहे हैं, but people are not utilized. Are you seeing that kind of struggle? Is there a why do you think that happens? Why don't people just like the need is there? Why are not people coming and utilizing it?
See, that is what the world was caught by surprise when the COVID erupted. By nature, human being is little careless when it comes to health. When people start achieving in their life, they think they are getting everything in their hand. We have seen even doctors and paramedical staff to mortality. They were very careless about themselves. They were taking care of the COVID patients, but they were not careful about themselves. As a human being, plus as a male, the psychology says that male members are more careless than the women. Women are futuristic, and they try to secure the family, they secure the needs that is required as per priority of the family. So by nature, even during the COVID time, a lot of people were not wearing the mask. And if we see, there is a visible evidence. Many countries, even in US and the Western countries, if we see, even the European countries, people very averse of wearing the mask. They say why it should be a freedom left to the human being. Why you are enforcing? Why the government is enforcing to wear the mask? People are very uncomfortable. By nature, every human being thinks that you know he is capable to fight, because the virus is not visible, so enemy is not visible, so they think they are okay. So this okay attitude has put to the mortality of people in infinite numbers. So second wave has made us, it's a very hard teaching that has given to us to be sensitive about our health and well-being, and that is what the need is. I think as a corporate, the awareness is very important, and seeing is believing. When doctor is talking to the people, the expert is talking to the people with evidence and numbers that how it is impacting, that makes a lot of difference rather than the advisories in social media. Very careful. So if we see even the ratio of male and female, maybe I see that the ratio of females are more cognizant to the discipline of the well-being rather than the male numbers. So I'm not demarcating right now from gender ratio point of view, but I'm giving you a general, um, aspirations which the research always throw up some data, and I'm very keen on the data that the research throws, how people in gender equality and they behave in different manners, and how they behave when it comes to the well-being. I think these are very interesting aspects of human being, how we deal with that. But it is, you have very rightly you have pointed out. I think human beings are little tough to adhere to when it comes to well-being. Even in my organization, if I say, health checkups are borne by the company, so we have 50%. As of now also, maybe the numbers have changed. Earlier we used to have 35 to 40%. Now significantly with this post COVID, the numbers are not growing beyond 50 55%. Either people are too scared that something will crop up which they don't want to see, right? That this is very serious thing that has come up. As long as they are happy, so there are many connotations in the minds of people. They think if this will come up, probably I'm fine. So when I will be diagnosed, maybe then things will be more serious, and doctors may scare the employees. You know, the the way we think, the way we perceive the things outside world are not as the reality is. So probably my answer to this is making them awareness. The more awareness by the experts, I think that will improvise the situation and attitude towards the well-being.
Hmm, hmm. Two very important points you made there. One is that we have a we are overconfident in that way. We have a fatalistic view, but we are
We are
overconfident.
overconfident.
Right? कि,
We are
we are healthy, so
overconfident.
right now I'm healthy, nothing will happen. And second is also you want to avoid getting the bad news. अभी सब ठीक चल रहा है, क्यों जाके टेस्ट कराएं और
Absolutely right.
get all this thing, which I think is a real problem, and organizations are struggling to get these numbers up. So, just shifting gears a little bit, Manojji, I wanted to talk about your own department during this period. They must have gone through a whole lot of stress. You are not only taking care of your employees,
Yes.
but also the employees are taking care of power supply for the entire. I mean, it's a country by itself, Mumbai. So, how was your team managing their well-being during this time?
I think our not think, but the reality is our teams were working 24 by 7. Sure. And when we started the vaccinations, one of our person who was the nodal officer for that center, we created one of the facility converted into the vaccination center. We were very lucky to have the permissions from government of Maharashtra, and they were very happy to see our facility with all that requirements mandatory that was there. So people who are working, I think they were too much stressed. You know, giving them a smiling face and all those extended hands and the footfalls in comparison, what people are flocking. We wanted to give them a seamless, very pleasurable, happy experience coming to our centers. We catered more than 20,000 people, including their families, uh, who are working in Adani Group in Mumbai itself. I think our team was highly stressed out. We gave them day off. We had parties later on. We facilitated their families as well. But end of the day, I think they stepped beyond the call of their duty in serving the people there. So as of now, our team members are quite conscious. Per se, if I give my own experience, I was badly affected post COVID. um, I was also, I was rather continuously coming to the office. No one single person was coming, and I dared. I said, I will make sure that no one comes to the office. And that was the reason I was coming to the office. And few uh, very overly committed and dedicated people. They used to come and I used to send them back. I said, don't come. They said, no, no, we have to take some prints. There have some legislative requirements, some revenue records are required. We need to come and print. I said, come and go. So my purpose of coming to the office was different, but somewhere I think I was affected, and I was affected to the extent that I was admitted 4 times in hospital in 6 months' time, and 2 times I had tough time. Maybe my doctors they were not very happy the kind of symptoms I gathered. My pancreas was affected. My intestine was badly affected. My stomach was infected. Uh, Everything was, all vital organs were infected. 2 times there was life-threatening situations, and I had been never been very careful. Every time I was very disciplined as far as health checkups are concerned. But after getting the reports, I was never serious about that. Maybe advisory of the doctor that used to work for a couple of weeks, not even month. So then I'm again in my rut, and that is what had I realized that uh, health is very important. So if health is not there, so you can't boast of working long. Forget the sustenance and growth of the business. For yourself, the entire people around you will forget you. Maybe they are concerned because you are working as a team in the organization, as a family. People will be highly concerned. But after due diligence, maybe if I would have died, out of the people, my family would have got some compensation, and that's prestige. That's fine. Then people are again busy in their own lives. I think kind of realization I had, I was talking to myself, and I said, God has given me a second chance, and the priority has changed. I had been working very, very hard, 24 by 7, like many other of my colleagues who are overly committed to the mission and vision of the organization. So, as a professional, we always think the reality is not there. We always think that we have to do a great job. The great job does not mean that we have to sacrifice our life. Our promoters, our top management, they don't expect us to sacrifice our lives. I think that is the realization. With that realization, I emphasize now we are changing the gears. We are getting into a different set of work. Um, we have dissected the data of our health data of our employees, and I could see that uh, what is coming up, and I could predict that what initiatives are important looking to the health data of our employees. So generally, the medical tests are done, health checkups are done, and then it is buried because we are leaving everything to the diagnosing doctor and the employee, nothing beyond that. Now, what happens after that? The if organization has to sustain and grow, the kind of speed we require, the kind of recoveries all the organizations are mandating through their objectives. I think health is very important. Health and wellness is very important. It is not only the physical health, it is the mental health, it is the financial health, it is the psychological health, the spiritual health. It is the complete wellness plan the organization should have. Only then we can boast of our business results, what we are intending, either from recovery point of view or from growth point of view. If we want our 10x growth, probably we need to have 20x wellness initiative so that people are happy, then they are able to do that.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing your own journey. Maybe it's a good time to ask you about what are your practices? How are you taking care of your mental well-being and spiritual well-being? Do you have any specific practices that you would like?
Yes, I engaged one coach for me, not the health point of view, but a general coach because I was procrastinating many areas of my personal life, I was very careless. I was running 24 by 7 in the organization and not caring myself. Then I had a lot of realizations. So I wanted to discipline myself where I can put the things into order. So I realized there are, five areas which everyone should, follow. Uh, as a professional, we are always sleep deprived. So I sleep well now. Sleep well when I say I don't sleep less than 6 hours, but in an average, I try to sleep 7 to 8 hours. So whatever I want to do, so my first priority is sleep. So sleep deprivation, we have seen the results, even in the Bollywood and many professionals, they died in the gym. Now they were sleep deprived. They were, insufficient diet. Maybe they had skipped, and then next day when in the morning they are getting into the gym, so the glucose level of the body is down. So when you stress there, so immediately you become unconscious. Even I became unconscious at one of the occasion, and then doctor advised me, at least you have the glucose, and if you are so committed, then go. I said no, I have to change the entire order. So I realized sleep is very important. I think that is what I will. That is what I am observing. Then exercising. So my now all the health parameters are okay. I mean those are cleared, but certain parameters have still come up and crossed the borderline, like thyroid and uh, there is glucose level has gone up, and maybe the cholesterol has gone up. Three, significant parameters are there. But I'm doing a brisk walk of 30 minutes. Brisk walk, 30 minutes, not by steps or kilometers. It is 30 minutes hardcore brisk walk, and overall, 50 to 60 minutes of entire walk. I do some warm up exercises. I do. So the it is to just watching out and how the body is signaling. Body signals. So our perception is my clothes are becoming tight. The actual fact is my body is overshaping and growing, rather than we have a perception like this. So we say, okay, let the holy come, let the next financial year come, I'll reduce this weight, but nothing comes up. So second is exercise. Third is food. I had the consultation with the dietitian, the nutritionist, more importantly, and I have set right what I need to eat, and she has not been depriving me of cheating. In at least once in a week I can cheat the diet, so to make me happy and have the complete dopamine. So fourth is the happy hours. So what are the happy hours? Do I have some friends I can speak my heart, and maybe that's I can share the moments of joy or of moments of grief. So at least I have a friend to share. So I keep some happy hours for me. And fifth one is me time. When it's important to listen to the soul. What is that me time? No phone calls. I go for a walk without my phone, and I leave phone many times at home. Those are my fixed hours. So that is my soul searching time. Even if I have to sit separately and what I have done wrong, what I have done right, we call it journaling. But surely you can unplug yourself. You need not to travel for this at far flung places. um, Vipul Bhai and Rajesh Bhai had been kind enough to invite me and insist me rather to the Karjat retreat. I had never been to such places among so many good friends. I think this is the first time in my life I had been to such retreat, and that I had very life-changing experience. Having a friends like that is very important in life, where you can, freely. You are not having your tag in your mind, any label, and you are you. That's it. So nobody asks you for that, and you are free to, just have fun. I think besides these five things, the best advice is that what I am following and what I will recommend also, consult the expert. Expert is very important in life. If we do not have answers, it is very important saying if you keep on doing what you had been doing in the past, you will keep on getting what you had been getting in the past. So you can't build your future, you can't build your health, you can't build your even on work side, you can't achieve what goals you have in your mind. So I think you have to take very different actions, different patterns to make change in your life, and consult the expert.
Great. Looks like you have put a lot of thought on sort of reinventing
Absolutely.
your
Health
I
is
think
number
all
one
this
priority now.
correct, correct. Health and I think like you said, sleep, making time for yourself, and having that space where you can share with each other or share with like-minded people. I think these
That's
are all
right.
great initiatives. And I know that you're also involved with ASOCAM on creating these new policies and reforms in HR policies. Anything at the ecosystem level also you are seeing being changed now?
I think the labor codes which are coming up now, there are new expectations which are emerging in those labor codes. There is a lot of stress on the health side of the employees. So by law, the things are changing. So I think a lot of financial well-being that was envisaged during COVID, now the thing is, more on working very harmoniously in the organizations, keeping mind, keeping safety in mind, keeping environment in mind. So all these are part of the new changes that Government of India is bringing up. I think people will see all goodness around them now.
Great, great. No, I think yeah, I think it's also for example, ISO is also including well-being as part of their standards now, and there
Yes,
are many other organizations. So I think it's also both internally from the organization at the ecosystem level. Also, things are looking like they are changing. So
absolutely, absolutely.
before we wrap up today, I wanted to get your view on if somebody who's starting as a young HR professional and they're beginning their career, what advice would you give them on managing their well-being?
I think as a young person, there is a huge level of energy that everyone is having. Uh, Even when I was young, I used to work extra mile, and these days people are, technologically savvy than their seniors. They are exploiting the technology in their favor to be more effective and more efficient. I think well-being definition has changed. It is more from having the screen time now. We call it laptop. So I still see a lot of youngsters. They keep their laptop on their lap and sitting on the bed, and then they work. I think there are flip side of the technology as well. Even we have seen a lot of deaths people are facing mortality. The phone is charging and they are on the phone calls. If somebody is drinking water, I've seen in the social media, the man came and put the phone on the charge, and then he minute he sipped gulp of water, and he died immediately. So all this, I think, to a young generation, it is very important to see the well-being from different aspects. The technology is bringing the speed. The technology is bringing effectiveness, but I think it is for our use, not for our disaster. Uh, there are a lot of instruments which can help us in coming out of the radiations that is oozing out from these gadgets. I think they are not aware that how that can harm their health, how that can harm their eyesight. I think I started wearing these specs 2 years back, much later in life. I see younger people, their eyesight is too weak, and I think there are negative sides of this technology that is harming the health. They should consult the experts on that, and they should be more aware that how they can use the technology in their favor rather getting harmed by the technology. I think for younger generation it is very important. So they
Sure.
work throughout the night. They not work. They remain busy on the social media. So now the screen time, that white light, that keeps them awake. Now sleep deprivation is another important aspect of the young generation that they should be careful at young age. If they are not able to manage it well, probably their health is at risk. Mm, So I think if they want to remain active, if they want to remain efficient, if they want to remain, progressive in their careers, they want to grow fast. They have to use technology in their favor, not against them.
Yeah. Absolutely, very well said, Manoj. I feel like we can continue this conversation much longer, but unfortunately, we have very little time. But thank you so much. I want to touch upon a few things that you highlighted, which are, I think, very
Yeah,
crucial for this conversation. The first point that you mentioned was now organizations have realized that well-being is a priority across age groups. That is, I think,
absolutely
a big realization. Second, you spoke about how mental health and well-being is become extremely relevant and priority for young people, particularly in the remote working age. And you
absolutely right.
also spoke about how creating this psychological safety has become a critical piece of workplace design and all of that.
Absolutely right.
And you spoke about your own experience with creating things in a very structured manner, taking a structured approach to well-being, relying on data, and finding what is the right expert to bring
Right.
in internally or externally, and then making sure that the various elements, sleep, physical health, nutrition, the social element, all of that are taken care of as a holistic approach rather than doing one at a time. And finally, your emphasis on use technology wisely for your benefit so that you can continue to grow in your career as a message to the young professionals is very much appreciated. I want to
And
thank
for
you.
organizations particularly,
Yeah.
and for organizations particularly, rather than, because we call it in safety lead and lag indicators. So rather than looking at stress, anxiety, hostility, I think proactive approaches are required where how to build supportive relationship in the organization, how to
Hmm.
bring up the culture of appreciation in the organization, right? Where people are, more happy, more, proactive to the needs we can look at. We can create a listening organization. Most of the people, they want them to be heard. um, Besides having a psychologist in our premises, or besides having a nutritionist, I think our initiatives from HR point of view, it should be more proactive so that there is more healthy, happy environment in the organization. So if you are happy and healthy, from well-being point of view, from mental well-being point of view, from physical well-being point of view, nobody will feel stressed. The healthy people, happy people, they work more efficiently and happy. They don't feel stressed. Even if they want to work 12 hours, they are very excited about it. So if the pressure is too much, stress is too much, then we start dealing with the stress. So we start bringing the doctor there. So I'm
Right.
saying, rather than bringing doctor there, so create some healthy environment on the entire well-being as a package, rather than just reacting on what is where our employees are getting affected.
Absolutely. Very well said. Thank you very much, Manojji. It's been a pleasure speaking and hearing your views. I'm sure we will get a chance to speak again very soon. But in the meanwhile, you have a great rest of the day, and thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much, Ashwin ji. So
Take
kind.
care.
Happy
Take
to
care.
be here. Yeah, thank you.
Bye.